What's up and welcome. This is Me, You, and Switch 2. I'm me, Tom Tate, and you are you. So let's talk about Switch 2. Nothing but Nintendo Switch 2 news on this podcast. We have 5 to 10 minute episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Today happens to be Tuesday, October 7th. I hope you had an awesome weekend. Not a fantastically busy news weekend for Nintendo Switch 2. And, last episode, I ran through all of the great games that we can expect on Switch 2 in October. And as I typically do, I only focused on the games that are exclusive to Switch 2 or have a Switch 2 edition. That's kind of what this podcast is all about. If I cover both, I will not be able to hit 5 to 10 minute episodes every single week. But in the spirit of backwards compatibility, I figured it'd be a good opportunity to give a shout out to all the games that are releasing on the OG Switch this month, because there are quite a few that you might be interested in checking out. So what kind of podcast host would I be if you happen to discover that Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club released on Switch and you had no idea because you listened to the show and nobody gave you a heads up? So here's the problem with Switch 1 though. There are just about 150 to 160 games in the eShop releasing for Switch 1. And most of them just this month, just in October. And most of them are just complete slop, games that are under $5. I would not recommend them to anybody. So I'm going to just focus on what I deemed to be the big ones. So I might miss a few, but I'm just going to cover the games that I think might be interesting to you and your friends and your families. All right, up first, we have Sonic Wings Reunion, October 7th. This looks like a fun shoot 'em up from the 90s remake. Lost Eidolon's Veil of the Witch, October 9th. Roguelite style beat 'em up game from Dotemu. They have a pretty good track record. Ys vs. Trails in the Sky, Alternative Saga, October 10th. Looks like an Ys game. This is from Falcom. Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club, October 10th. Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition, October 10th. You have Little Nightmares 3, October 10th. That's also coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Barbie Horse Trails, October 10th. Outright Games. Listen, Outright Games, anytime you see a game with like a kid's IP, like Peppa Pig or Bluey, I'm trying to think of other ones, all the Nickelodeon games, every time you see that, typically it's Outright Games, and they actually make pretty good games for kids. Paw Patrol, I've owned quite a few for my family over the years, so you'll see a lot. They're pretty busy this month. So Barbie Horse Trails, October 10th. Just Dance 2026, October 14th. Ball X Pit, October 15th. The description here is a brick-breaking, ball-fusing, base-building survival roguelites, and we saw a trailer of this in one of the Nintendo Directs earlier this year. Letters from the Past Undusted, October 16th. Pokemon Legends Z through A, October 16th. Of course, that's also coming to Switch 2. The Elf on the Shelf, Christmas Heroes. This is October 17th. This is also Outright Games. The Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit, October 23rd, I guess based on the popular YouTube series. Jackbox Party Pack 11, October 23rd. Lumo 2, October 17th. Plants vs. Zombies Replanet, October 23rd. Dora Rainforest Rescue, October 24th. Outright Games. Once Upon a Katamari. This looks fantastic. October 24th. That is not getting a Switch 2 edition, I don't think. So if you want to play this game, Switch 1 is the place to play it. Hot Wheels Let's Race Ultimate Speed, 10/24. Fast and the Furious Arcade Edition, October 24th. Chicken Run Extraction, October 24th, Outright Games. Harvest Moon, Home Sweet Home, October 30th. Detective Dotson, October 30th. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD2D Remake, October 30th, also getting a Switch 2 edition. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, October 30th, also getting a Switch 2 edition. Mahjongami, October 30th. This game, we saw a trailer of this one at the Nintendo Direct as well. Kind of a fast-paced, side-scrolling platformer. Tales of Xillia Remastered, October 31st. And also on Halloween, we have Paw Patrol Rescue Wheels Championship, Outright Games. What I didn't include in this list is Yacht Club Games' Mina The Hollower. This is a top-down 2D style game. I mentioned this a few times on the show. I'm excited for it. This is in the style of, it's kind of like a souped-up Game Boy Color game, like a Link's Awakening style game. This game has been delayed. So it's supposed to come out on Halloween. Here's the quote from Yacht Club Games. "This week, our team made a tough decision. We decided to delay Mina the Hollower. The entire crew has been working tirelessly day and night to finish development for release on October 31st, but we're just not quite there yet. This isn't a major delay. It's just a stretch of time to apply some final polish and balancing to make the game truly shine. No release date has been announced. There is a demo out there. I didn't play the demo, but a bunch of podcasters that I do follow, they played the demo and they were kind of lukewarm on it. So I'm very hopeful that this delay is for the better." In other news, the Silent Hill 2 remake, which is currently out on PC and PlayStation 5, is rumored to release on Switch 2 after the PlayStation 5 console exclusivity ends on October 8th. This game was developed by Bloober Team, who also developed Chronos: The New Dawn, which released earlier this year, which received really good reviews on Switch 2. So I'll let you know if I hear more here. Last but not least, I bookmarked a few videos that you might be interested in checking out. I have links to these videos in the show notes. Digital Foundry did a 27-minute deep dive into DLSS, which stands for Deep Learning Super Sampling, which is a feature of the new NVIDIA chip that is in the Switch 2. What does that mean? How does it work? Full breakdown is in this video. If you're interested in the tech specs and kind of how things work under the hood, this is super interesting. On the official Nintendo YouTube channel, we've got a LEGO Voyagers launch trailer, and we have a Persona 3 Reload demo trailer. Links in the notes for those as well. That's it for today. I'm actually trying really hard to keep these closer to 5 minutes rather than 10 minutes. But of course, there's always something to talk about with Nintendo. Switch2pod.com for all the things. I want to thank you so much for your time and your attention, for listening, for hanging on. It looks like I'm averaging about one written review a month on Apple Podcasts. I'd love to do better than that. Could you be the awesome person that takes a minute or two to leave a quick note this October? If so, I will gladly read it on the show. Much appreciated. A rating or review helps me continue to grow the show. A recommendation to a family, friend, Discord server, Reddit community, that goes even further. Really appreciate it. Much love. Now go play some games.